So Melissa, my audience has a lot of instructional designers, but also a lot of people thinking about going into instructional design. I have a lot of teachers like yourself who might want to go into instructional design, a lot of new graduates looking for careers in instructional design. So please give us some advice about going into instructional design in higher education.
Okay. So I would say, well, first of all, like I mentioned before, I absolutely love this field. It's been so great, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody, especially if they're already in the education field and they're looking to transition into this. I mean, I really find it fulfilling, and I think they would enjoy it as well. My first piece of advice would be to really be open to learning about new technologies. You can't be afraid to just constantly try and expand your horizons and learn all the new technologies out there. Every single month, I feel like I'm learning about a new tool, new e-learning tools. You know,
Right.
especially with AI nowadays, there's just so many cool things out there. You can create all sorts of virtual avatars and things like that. And even for a lot of the science courses, there's really great lab software out there that didn't exist before. They can do virtual labs and things like that.
Mhm.
So don't be afraid to learn about new technology, and it's definitely going to be necessary in this field. My second thing would be to go in with the understanding that the design process comes along with a lot of revision. So I can't tell you how many times that I've worked with developers where, chugging along, where we've built out a bunch of modules, a bunch of assessments, and then all of a sudden they decide they want to revisit a module, make modifications, maybe even change it completely. So, a lot of times things go in a different direction, and you have to be just okay with that. As much work as you've done, you may have to redo, and revisions happen, and that's okay. It's just part of the process. And then the last thing I'll say is, probably, and it took me a while to learn this, but it's more effective to show by example than to simply just explain something. So let's say you're trying to get your developer to create a very comprehensive and structured overview paragraph, or you want them to create measurable learning outcomes. I find it best to show them multiple examples in order for them to really conceptualize what I'm asking of them. Because a lot of them, while they've gone to school, they have different degrees. Maybe they didn't have the background in education like some of us have had to really learn what learning outcomes are, or, to understand some of the pedagogy. So I find that really showing by example is the best way to get them to understand what I'm looking for.